Welcome to this episode of Beorn's Tent. If there's one thing skin changers love more than chasing down orcs, it's honey. Well, and nuts. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make honey roasted cashews. And I have never done this before, so this should be interesting. For honey roasted cashews, you're going to need, of course, the cashews themselves, unsalted butter, honey, cinnamon, maple syrup, vanilla, salt, and sugar. First, you want to preheat your oven to about 350 degrees. And then line a baking sheet with tin foil. And you want to measure out the ingredients and start mixing. First is 2 tablespoons of honey. So good. Kinda hard to get out. There we go. Taking a while. That's one thing you gotta keep in mind when you're working with honey, is it's really sticky. Okay, since I can't manage to get the rest of it off the knife or the spoon, I'll just put a couple of drops in. There we go. That should be enough. A little extra flavor never hurt. 1.5 teaspoons of maple syrup. I love the smell. I'm not sure which smell I love more, maple syrup or black coffee. Use a paper towel when rinsing out the spoon with the honey, because it's still in there and still very sticky. This is the 1.5 teaspoons of unsalted butter. There we go, that came out more or less smoothly. After mixing the honey, the butter, and maple syrup, put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds until the butter is melted. Now for the easier to add ingredients, 1 teaspoon of salt. And this is another smell that I just love, vanilla. Gently, because this has a very wide opening and it can spill very easily. And there we go. And now a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Stir it until it's all evenly mixed. And the reason I'm using a knife is so that there will be as little remainders on this thing as possible, and to cut down whatever butter is left more or less solid. Pour the mixture over the cashews and then start mixing. I'm gonna get some of it out of the bowl here. Because a pound of cashews is a big can and there's a lot in here, you want to really sort of dig so you can get as many of the cashews coated as possible. And also, because if you see too many blanks, then that probably means that there are some cashews that have too much of the mixture on it, and so you want to spread it around. When the cashews are all coated, spread them out on the baking sheet and just form a single layer. You don't want them piled on top of each other. And it's a little tricky to spread them apart because they're obviously really sticky. So you just really gotta dig in there and pull them apart as best you can. But it's inevitable, most of them do stick together, so I guess you can just take them apart later. Then you want to put the baking sheet into the oven and wait for 6 minutes. Get this in right. There we go. There's a merry old inn beneath an old grey hill. He squeaked and he sewed and quickened the tune, and the landlord shook the man in the moon. It's after 3, he said. Oh, girls out their mind, let's get away! How long has it been? 3 minutes. Feels like 3 hours. After it's done baking for the 6 minutes, you take it out of the oven, and then you toss again, which is the mixing that I was showing you before. And you want to be careful when doing this part, removing them from the sheet, because I just took it out and it is very hot. So I'm kind of getting scared here. Okay. I think I'm getting it into a nice little pile here. There we go. Okay. Okay, still really hot. Okay, there should be none left out this time. Even the bowl feels warm. I can't wait to try these. I rinsed the tray with cold water because I was too afraid to touch it. Because I don't want to get burned. Still warm, and they smell delicious. After tossing the cashews and laying them back out on the sheet, just put it back in the oven and bake for another 6 minutes. When you toss and stir them again, this time you're going to use 2 tablespoons of sugar. first. Get that mixed in. Add the second one. And for taste, just a little salt. Of course, it probably should be obvious that they're going to stick together while they're cooling. So really try and dig them out and put them back on the foil. That's really good. Okay, so when they're done cooling, you want to put them in a glass jar with an airtight lid. But if most of them don't fit, or if not all of them can fit in there, then I can just use this for the rest of them. What I eat. Mission accomplished. Nice jars full of honey roasted delicious cashews. I hope you learned a little something about this, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Beorn's 10. I'm almost tempted to just eat the honey right out of the spoon. Oh, looks like I wasn't actually supposed to add the salt till later. You're supposed to mix the maple syrup, the honey, and the butter, and then put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds until the butter's melted, and then add the salt. Oh! Great, now I gotta start over. It's scraping to the bottom of a peanut butter jar. Okay, I think there's just a few left. Come on. Okay, so I'm gonna need some fresh foil. At least it's not any hotter than my mug in the morning. Of course, I have other little glass jars, but the problem is they still smell like pizza sauce. And I don't want that in my precious cashews. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of Beorn's 10, and that you learned a little something about making cashews. No, wait, that's even worse. Never mind. Those are mine to get away! Dungeons,